What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have the GeminiJets May 2024 releases for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Very excited for the May 2024 releases here for GeminiJets. I didn't see any timers, so I wasn't expecting them, so that makes it all the more better. So my mindset's really out of whack for this, so it should be a fun one. And I really hope all of you are excited for this. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Again, still really different considering that we got a graphic or we usually get a timer, but hey, no complaints here. So let's get started. Starting with the Air France Boeing 777-300ER. This is Foxtrot Golf Zulu November Hotel. Very cool to get one of these considering that it has the newer updated titles now, so this should be a pretty popular offering, and I think that is a pretty cool way to start the release, and we'll get a flaps and slats extended to go with it. I am kidding. Next up we have at Air India Airbus A350-900. This is registered Victor Tango Juliet Romeo Hotel. Very cool to see this. This is their first model with the new livery, I believe. Actually, they did the Max previously. They may have did the Max up there previously, but anyway, great to get the 350. Of course, a really new era here with Air India in their updated livery. I think it's going to go really well here for them, and I definitely want to get one of these down the road at some point. So ultimately looking very cool, and that should be another really quality addition right there. So cool to see that one there from GeminiJets. And we do have a flaps and slats extended, so of course very happy to see that there on the 359, which they don't do as many 350 flaps down, so cool to see that. We have an Alaska ERJ-175LR. This is November 661 Quebec X-ray, and this is the Washington Go Cougs livery. Actually, Washington State, if it's going to be the Cougars, I believe, right? Yes, so this is the Washington State flip-flop, just like we were predicting last month, so this should be awesome. Definitely hope to get these from the Alaska Company Store, whether I actually go there to get them or ship them to my house, which I'll probably do the latter. But anyway, this is super exciting here, and this should be another really quality release right here, considering how nice this livery is. So this will be a hot seller for sure, and looking forward to seeing how that aircraft turns out. So yeah, definitely a really great release right there, and expecting to see the Go Dogs livery on the 1-200 set. So that should be very exciting right there, but definitely a quality release there in 1-400. A Copa Airlines 737 MAX 9 registered Hotel Papa 9907 Charlie Mike Papa. Very cool to see this, and I believe they did one in 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is the second one, so this is going to be really exciting. I've seen a handful of these. They're quite cool aircraft, so definitely looking to get an updated Copa aircraft at some point, maybe, or to replace my 737-800 with blended winglets I have. So this is still a really great release here, and this will be a very good one for anybody looking for the Copa Max. So that should be really nice right there, and certainly looking super forward to that. That's awesome. A Delta 767-400ER November 844 Mike Hotel in the Sky Team livery. This one's really cool. Now, I probably am going to lean towards getting this one coming up because I don't have any full-on Sky Team liveries, believe it or not. I don't think I have any. I might have like one, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. So I am going to have quite a few 764s now if I do opt to get this one, but considering that I don't have any Sky Teams, I think I have to change that, and there's not many domestic Sky Teams in the US. I think this might be the only heavy left. I know Delta did have a 763 for a period, but never a model came out of that. So I think this is going to be the one. So let me know what you all think, but I definitely think I need a Sky Team in my collection. I think this is probably going to be the one. So especially with whatever the rest of the release is, whether it's a lighter set or a heavier set. Let's go ahead and find out. But that's really great to see, and I know many people are going to be thrilled about that, and I certainly am for those people, but also for the community in general. That's a really great release. So looking forward to that, and I might have to get that one. Oh, I got the Delta 738, but I mean, not a wide body, so I'll have to consider that one. That's going to be a good one to think about there for a while. So looking good for that aircraft. Wow, Eastern Express Saab 340A November 407 Bravo Hotel. That was a left field one right there. This is going to be a pretty popular one, I'm sure, because it's pretty rare to, first off, getting classic airliners isn't every day. I mean, it's been better over the years as of late, but it's not every day, but especially some sort of commuter classic aircraft. These are pretty tough to come by. So this is going to be a popular one, I believe, and I'm excited to see what people think about this. Definitely really cool to see this, and I hope that they continue to integrate the Saab 340 mold. It's great to see it back in action here. Hopefully the landing gear has been fixed since the Logan Air release, which I'm assuming is the last one, but I might be wrong. But there are quite a few Saab 340s that Gemini could do. It goes in that category of like the Everett Air MD-80, the World Atlantic MD-80, these unique airliners that are older classic aircraft still flying in the modern age. So I'd love to see some of those. You know, Ameriflight has a couple Saab 340s. I'm trying to think of some of the other carriers off the top of my head. There's a good handful of carriers that still operate this. Southern still has Saab 340s as well over for their Hawaii operations. So So there's still a handful they could do, but I think this is definitely a good choice and will be a very popular prop aircraft for those collectors. So very cool release, a very unique one. I think many people are going to be happy about that. So a cool one right there, and overall a really good job there by Gemini on that release. A Garuda, is this, or sorry, that's not Garuda, my bad. Garnet, Nashika, I'm not exactly sure. It looks like a 727-200 with X-Ray Charlie, November Papa Foxtrot. Sorry, it looks like Garuda just from glance, but that's not what it is. I'm thinking this is a Mexico government 727, which is a very unique aircraft. Look at this tail right here. That is extremely unique to this aircraft. So looking nice for anybody that's interested in that aircraft. Again, a very distinctive and a very unique one at that. So definitely a little bit different, but that should be a pretty cool aircraft right there. It also has, I'm not sure if that's a secondary registration or what that is, but it's Golf November 402. So a pretty interesting one right there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely cool to get that variety right there. And that's certainly pretty nice right there, to say the least. That's very unique. Oh, ITA Airbus A330-900 Neo Echo India Hotel Juliet November. I got their A330-200 last year, but I definitely wanted to flip-flop for the 330 Neo, and I think this might be the one that I tried to do it on. I'm not exactly sure. I know Aviation 400 and a couple other brands did do the Neo already. Those are probably already challenging to find, and their mold's solid, so I'll definitely explore options there, but I would love to get the 330 Neo just because of how good that aircraft looks. So we'll have to see. I'm definitely open to exploring options, but ITA has a fantastic livery, and that will be a very popular aircraft. So glad to see GeminiJets finally knocking that dead, and at a really good time too, considering that they let all the other manufacturers let their releases of that settle down prior to theirs. So Gemini, another good job there. Wow, Lufthansa 747-400 Delta Alpha Bravo Victor Yankee. That's super cool. So it's going to be a popular aircraft. I've seen this one too. I already have 5 Lufthansas, and I have others that would be a higher priority than this one, so I'll probably have to let this one go, unfortunately. However, it's a super cool model, and in a perfect world, I would definitely get it. But again, you got the classic 748 from NG. That would be a great one to add, among others. So you got to be very selective at this point, but this is still a super cool aircraft and definitely really good release right here. This is going to be very popular. I think the 400 may have been done in the new livery in 2019. I can't remember, but I know the A380, 346, and maybe one other. The 748, I think we're all done for sure, but I can't remember on the 400. And then the other aircraft that slips my mind is the 340-300, which I think has only been done in 2020 in the current livery. So yeah, great to see all these Lufthansas though. They'll be quality releases for anybody interested in them. So that's certainly very exciting right there. That's great. Very nice. An S7 A320 Neo Romeo Alpha 73428. Very cool to see this aircraft as well. They did a 737 previously, so great to get the aircraft variety there. S7, very unique airline, not much representation, won the 400, so glad to see this is Gemini rather, knocking it dead here and knocking that out. So that's really cool right there. Very nice. And yeah, that's the 1-400 set. Definitely a little bit of a pullback from the US releases, which is great, but we still have quite a few with the Alaska, Delta, Eastern, and obviously some other aircraft that US collectors could be interested in, like the Air India, Air France 777, the Mexico 727, ITA 330, Lufthansa 74. So one of the better geography releases, hands down, in 400. This has been a really good effort right here and great geography. One South America aircraft, and it would be really tough to gripe with this one. However, pretty heavy Europe emphasis here with Air France, ITA, and Lufthansa, but you do get the Air India in here, so I probably would have flipped maybe one of these two, the ITA or the Lufthansa, for some aircraft from maybe South America, Africa, or Asia. Blend in a little bit, balance it. But we do have this S7, which is close. So all of this looks really nice. A few more heavies than narrow bodies too, but really, really balanced release. I think somebody can find a plane here that they would want to buy, which is really great. So overall, this is a really great really great set right here, and definitely some great balance. So I certainly give Gemini a huge applause on this. This is what a lower tier US month should look like. It should still have offerings for anybody that really would like to buy, but complimentary should be a month where people can save if they want to, and that's kind of where I'm at, because the Alaska, yes, for sure, even though that would be my 5th special on the 175, which is crazy, but it's kind of one of those that you got to collect them all. I'll think about this one, but definitely the Go Dogs for sure. I'll definitely get that because that looks great. But I've heard that they're going to do even more of these, so I might want to save the funds. But if I can get it for $20, then I'm not going to let it go. Sky Team, we've talked about that. This is a perfect month for that. I lucked out. Other months I would have had to pass on it, but this might be a month I can make this happen. And then, yeah, yeah, there's some wide bodies I want here. Like the Air France is great. I have the 787, so I'm good there. But the Air India, definitely need to get one of those from one of the manufacturers. The Eastern's really cool. Doesn't really fit exactly what I need, but it would be a cool want. So I'll see if I can find that discounted perhaps. And then the ITA is really great. I've already talked about that and would love to do a flip-flop there. And Lufthansa, again, if I didn't have 5 of them already, I'd be jumping on that. So yes, this is really great, and overall just a really great set. This is really good timing in my eyes. We have the 1 to 200s here that we still have to look at, so let's take a look. Exactly what I predicted. The Go Dogs makes it up to the 1 to 200 scale, which is awesome. Now, I might try to get this 1 to 200 version at some point too, because it's going to be a really fair price and it should look really great. I think it would be a nice, real good standout there on the shelf. So I'll have to consider that, but that's a really great release and it will be great on the Alaska Company store. So wink, wink there. Wow, American A321 PSA makes it up to 1 to 200. And this is November 582 whiskey, or sorry, uniform whiskey. Now, I believe the in-flight ones haven't came in yet, so the Gemini one should turn out pretty well. So looking forward to seeing how this one looks, and that will be a really quality release. So very happy about that. And if I had plenty of resources, I would definitely get it, but I don't have plenty of resources, that's for sure. And very similar to the 1 to 400 from a couple months ago, the Piedmont Heritage also comes up with it, so that's really nice. So you certainly have your choice. If they do Allegheny with this too, I'll be impressed, but I think it's just going to be those two. That's exactly what we find, but we do have the British Airways 777-300ER, which is Gulf Sierra Tango Bravo Hotel. Really great aircraft, very popular, and still relatively challenging to find. So this is a really smart aircraft to do here in 1 to 200, and we are going to have the flaps and slots extended to go with it, which looks really nice. Next up, we have a Jet2 Holidays Airbus A321neo. This is Gulf Sierra Uniform November Bravo. Very cool to see this one as well. I believe it got done in 1 to 400 a few months ago. So great aircraft here, and it looks really nice. So that should be a very popular offering there in the 1 to 200 scale for all of our European collectors and beyond. We have a Mexicana 737-800 X-Ray Alpha Sierra Mike, and should be that special livery. So glad to see this one getting done, and overall it's a good looking aircraft, so very unique livery. So certainly glad to see them knocking that one down there in 1 to 200 as well. And we had the flap size extended, so very popular aircraft, so it makes sense with that particular release there, so glad to see that. Southwest 737-800 Nevada 1 comes out on 1 to 200, November 8646 Bravo. Very cool to see this one, just got the 1 to 400. You actually might be able to even get close to seeing it over there on the table. But yeah, it's a really nice aircraft, so that one should turn out well, and glad to see them continuing to knock dead these 1 to 200. So we'll see if NG joins them at some point. That will be interesting to follow, especially in the new scale there. Very interesting. And we have the flap size extended because we absolutely love to see that. And here's a Max 8. This is a Muma 1. So very cool to see a Muma 1 finally getting done here in 1 to 200. Certainly well due here for sure, considering how beautiful of a livery this is. This would be a cool one to pick up at some point. NG did do it too. So cool to see Gemini now going to be piggybacking. Used to saying that for 1 to 400, but now it's for 1 to 200 as well. So really eager to see how that turns out, and hopefully it turns into a great aircraft. So really eager to see how that turns out. So very heavy Southwest month if you're a 1 to 200 collector. Hope you're excited about that. TWA ND82 November 960 Tango Whiskey. So this, I don't know if this is the same registration as the 1 to 400, but maybe it is. If it is, then that's great. But this is going to be a very popular one as well. So if you're interested, definitely jump on top of it because it's going to sell very well. So very cool. And for any classic airline collectors, that should be a very good one right there. And we have a Western 727-200 November 2805 Whiskey. This is a really cool release right here. It was on the future preview. This is the chrome one as well. Normally they have the white ones. That's the one I'm most familiar with, but cool to see this one. This is going to be another very popular aircraft for those classic collectors, and you know, it's a very unique aircraft. So very cool to see this. And I think that once again, it will be another popular one. So a bunch of popularity for the US. This was a heavy 1 to 200 set for both classic and modern airliners. Very cool. And that will do it for the GeminiJets May 2024 releases in both 1 to 400 and 1 to 200 scale. This is about as good as you could do in 1 to 400. We've had a couple of really heavy sets lately, especially last month. Still plenty to be done there, and I still got to get those. So yeah, for me personally, if I can get the Alaska Washington state livery for 20, I definitely will. And then SkyTeam, I think, will be my other one for this release. However, there's certainly several that I would like to get either down the road or flip-flop. I would love to get that ITA or equivalent. And yeah, overall really cool. The Eastern Express Saab 340 is a very distinctive aircraft, so that's really cool. And then yeah, definitely plenty of European wide bodies here, which I think is going to make many people happy, in conjunction obviously with some unique ones. The Copa is a cool release for anybody interested in that. You have the Mexico 727 government aircraft, that's really cool. And the S7 should also please various collectors out that way. So that's really cool right there. For our 1 to 200 set, this is certainly a very popular one. I can't even get it all on the page. There's so much going on here. It's going to be good for both the classic collectors and the modern collectors. I think that there's certainly plenty going on here, whether you like American, Southwest, not much United or Delta, obviously, but plenty of a couple predecessors here regarding the Western integrating in the Delta. So that 727's out there, and TWA will be very popular. So overall, there's a bunch of great choices here. Also great to see Go Dogs. That would be probably my first pick here. So I'll be eager to see what they end up pricing it at. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see, and I really hope all of you enjoyed this release reaction. Nice to get a little bit of a balanced month here. I will be very happy to save a little bit of money considering what I have coming up with the NG American MD-80s, and I still have several releases I have to get from NG from months past, and still plenty of Geminis to get still as well that I can find previously. But the next massive unboxing will be on Saturday, and you'll see what I got at the Chicago one-day show in regards to model aircraft, which went very well. So I'm looking forward to sharing that all with you. Definitely check out the Frontier Trip report if you missed that today. That was a super fun video to make. And tomorrow we'll be heading over to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport for their May 2024 airport update. So super excited for that. Content is being pumped out, so I really hope all of you are enjoying all these uploads. I've been uploading a bunch, and YouTube's kind of stingy with how they show the videos to you all. So definitely check out the channel video list if you haven't, so that you make sure, so you ensure that you haven't missed any of the videos. There's been a bunch of really fun ones, and I put some significant effort into those. So if you wouldn't mind checking those out, that would be greatly appreciated. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Let me know what you think about the releases in the comments, which ones you're getting, and if you're glad to save a little bit of money this month. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.